Hello boys and girls, this is Miss Burkholtz here. Today we're just going to be doing a little bit of practice with lettering. We're going to be writing the word magic a couple different ways just to give you some ideas of how to do lettering with a different font or a new technique or even just basic bubble lettering. I am not the best person at doing this, but someone asked me to give it a whirl and I am happy to do it. For this project you're going to need 2 pencils, an eraser. I'm going to use a Sharpie, but you can really use any kind of marker you want, and a piece of paper. While you're going ahead and get those, I'm going to read my Bob Ross quote. This one says, "I really believe if you practice enough, you could paint the Mona Lisa with a 2-inch brush." Absolutely, Mr. Ross. Practice does make perfect. All right, you got your paper. Now, I have folded my paper into 4 sections. So I can write the word magic 4 times in 4 different ways. You don't have to fold yours in 4 sections. This just helps me and my brain kind of have a good idea of what space I'm going to use and help me not waste paper. All right, step 1 is the 2 pencil method. So you're going to hold 2 pencils at one time. And you're going to make sure the points are nice and even. And this is a little tricky, and I mess it up every time. And then you're going to just write your letter or your word. So starting with an M, A, and I'm pressing down, making sure both pencils are shown. And I'm just writing it just like I normally would. But because I've done that, I have a way to either make it look like it's calligraphy writing or a shadow underneath. So I'm going to show you the calligraphy way, and then I guess we could do a shadow on the other one. To turn it into calligraphy style, all you have to do is take a marker and you're going to trace over what you just did, but you're going to connect all of the points. Ooh, you can also make it look 3D. Oh, so many options. And then you're just tracing over those points again. Okay, here we go. Here's my A. Whoa. Connecting those points. My G. I. And C. Now I'm doing magic this week because it is I always love magic and the theme. Y'all have seen my classroom, you know I love magic and Harry Potter, but it's a good thing to remember that we can still make our own kind of magic even when we are at home with limited supplies. As long as you're doing art, you can make things magical. All right, so I've connected it all, and you can tell it already looks kind of 3D, like we're looking at it from an angle. There's height, width, and depth. The next thing you can do, if you don't feel like making it 3D, you can just treat it like a regular calligraphy kind of writing. Go ahead and shade in the spaces in between. Calligraphy writing is an ancient style of writing with a metal pen that is flat and wide. So some of the lines are really wide and then some get skinny depending on how you hold it. That's what I mean when I say calligraphy writing. It's how they used to write with pen and ink. And it was a style of pen that they had that made it look wide and then skinny. All right, so there's technique number 1. Pretty simple, right? Not too bad. Just tracing one word with 2 pencils. All right, number 2 is also going to be pretty easy, I hope. It's bubble letters. Now, I know a lot of you already know how to do bubble letters, so you can go ahead and skip this part if you know it and you don't want to have to go over it again, but I'm going to show you anyway. All right, here we go. So I wrote the word. It's easier to do bubble letters in my mind with capital letters or uppercase. I did press down a little hard, which makes it harder to erase. So all you're doing once you have your basics written down is you are making a line that curves around the top of the letter and follows the curves around the bottom of the letter. So I'm following all the same lines that I did with my other M, With my A, I'm following the curve. The only difference is there's a little separate section in here, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little mini one inside there. Same thing with my G. I might have to be a little bit careful as I get on the inside curve. I made it. Okay. And same thing with my I. I really shouldn't have pressed down as hard with my pencil. Listen to my own advice. Keep it light till it's right. Because I'm going to go ahead and erase all that was inside. So you can do this with any kind of letters. You can make them look more blocky if you'd like. Just by making those edges not curved, just a little bit harder. All right, now one more cool way we can make our word look 3D, even with just this lettering, is you can use a colored pencil or a regular pencil. I'm just going to use a regular pencil to go quickly, to make it seem like it's coming out or it's round. So just like we shaded with our elephant and our rhino and our puppy dog, I'm turning my pencil on that side. I'm pressing down pretty hard around the outside of my C, getting really, really light in the middle of my C. There we go. And this will be more silly and fun with bright colors, but I'm not going to stop this video just yet because I have two others to show y'all. So I'm making it dark around the outside. And leaving it light on the inside. Now I'm making my darkest dark, pressing down really, really hard around the outside of the letter and making it get lighter and lighter on the inside. These are value scales. Hope y'all remember value. Value is how light or dark anything is. Colors have value, and black and white are technically not colors. They're in their own little value category away from the color wheel. Right, once I finish my G, I'm going to go ahead and skip over to showing you the next bit and come back and finish shading later, because I feel like y'all can kind of go ahead and do that part yourself. Ooh. And if you do get a little too close together, like with my G, see how I messed up that little white spot? Just take your eraser and lift that dark out. All right, so we got magic, magic. This next one, I'm just going to use my Sharpie. This is just a fun way to add some flourish to your letter. So I'm going to write it just all regular magic. All right, just regular. Now I'm going to add some little flares just to make it more interesting. You don't have to have any special skills. All you got to do is have a little imagination to you. So I'm making a little extra flare here. Make that part wide. Ooh. Give it a little curve. Make my C extra curly. Make that a little wider. My A. Let's see, what can we do with our A? I'm going to actually make this one have a little stand. It's another kind of way of adding a flourish, is giving a little stand like I did with my I. My M, woo, do a little curl here. There you go. Makes it more interesting. And maybe a little extra curl at the top here. And I'll do a stand here so the M and the A match. Notice that I'm trying to make it gently transition from one type to another. Kind of play with thick and thin, kind of like what we did with the other magic. Great way to make your letters look interesting is to have thick parts and thin parts. Now you want to have plenty of extra, but not so much extra that people can't read what you're writing. And then of course, if you want to make it extra magical or any kind of extra, you can add little teeny tiny flares going around your letter design and then color it. So your main focus is your letters, but you are adding just a tiny bit to spice it up. Alrighty. Another way you can make your letters more interesting is not just writing them straight across. I mean, I know you know this, but this is a great way to get attention for your artwork. You can make them really, really wide, getting skinnier and skinnier. You could curve them out. You could make it skinny to getting wide. Before I do that kind of thing, I like to lightly sketch a triangle. There we go. That'll be my triangle. And what I'm doing when I'm making my triangle, keeping it light, right? I'm going to make sure all of my letters touch the bottom to the top, okay? So with my M, keeping it light because I'm not sure how it will look yet. M, then an A, whoa, G, I, oh boy, and a ginormous C. Wow. And that's another way to make your artwork look interesting, or your letters. For this one, I'm just going to make them blocky bubble letters. So instead of making that rounded part that I did up there, I'm just doing a straight line across. And going around it. So a lot of people who design signs or advertisements, they pay a lot of attention to font and lettering, way more than I do, because this is not my natural focus when it comes to art. But it's a great way to get people interested in what you're drawing and what you're writing. And of course you can add flair, you can add like little magician's hat or a rabbit, some deck of cards around it. You can write BES around it. Lots of different ways you can take very simple lettering and make them magical. Alright, I think I'm going to go back and finish up my M and A on my own time. I'm going to let y'all go and design your own lettering. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to see what you come up with, what words you want to write. If you want more lessons like this where you're just kind of playing around with different concepts of things, please let me know. You can email me. You can write to me on Class Dojo. We could set up a team meeting where we could talk face-to-face on the computer. It's really up to y'all. I think that's it for the day. I love you guys. You know I miss you. I miss our magical art time together. I hope you're still enjoying these videos and you're able to relax and just focus on creating for a little bit. Don't forget to be awesome. I love you guys, and goodbye.